Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Should I Access? And today we're going to be covering Realm Royale. Now, Realm Royale is a new up-and-coming Battle Royale game which is made by the studio Hi-Rez. They're a US-based studio in Georgia, United States. They're also the studio that created Smite, Tribes Universe, and Tribes Ascend, as well as Paladins. They make good free-to-play games generally. I think all of their games have been well received and are well liked, and the best thing is that they're all free to play, so there's no cost to playing the game at all. It says it in the name. As for the studio, they communicate very well with their community. They stream the game, speak to people openly about the game, and accept all forms of feedback on their streams. And they're generally nice people, really. They really love what they're doing. They've obviously got a specific style in play for the type of games that they make. You can tell it's a high-res studio game, and you can definitely see there's a lot of love that goes into this game and all of the games that they make. So, the studio, as part of this review, are very, very good, and they are very experienced at games like this, and they definitely are a great company, and I have full faith that they'll make this a very, very memorable battle royale game. Now the price point is definitely a talking point because it's free. There's no money to be spent in the game at the moment as well. I give them top marks for going free to play, but that is what they do. All of their other games, I believe, are all free to play. That's what they do. I think they make a lot of their income from microtransactions, so there will potentially be a lot of microtransactions in the game, but I don't think it's anything pay to win. So they'll mostly be cosmetic and the sort of things that you don't have to buy into. You can optionally choose to have them if you so wish. And that's it for the price point, really. There's nothing more to say. It's free. So, if that doesn't stop you from going and play the game right now, then, I don't know what will, because just having it free is definitely a good thing about this game. Now, for the potential of the game, I believe there is absolutely huge potential here with this game because it is a battle royale genre of game, and those are extremely popular right now. Obviously, you've got a lot of companies who are churning out modes of battle royale in their current games, and you've got people who are making solely battle royale based games, and there's just a lot of buzz around battle royale games because people just absolutely love them. It's good. I like battle royale games. There's some that I do like, some that I don't like, but there's definitely, it's a good genre of game, and it's a good sort of gameplay style as well that I quite enjoy playing, and I think a lot of other people do as well. So that's definitely a start of some huge potential there, just from creating a game in the battle royale genre, since they are very, very, very popular today. So everyone and their mum has got one, so apparently that's just the way it goes. Based on how their other games have been received and are sustained, Smite getting a crap ton of content added all the time, and a lot of their other games have been received very, very well, such as Paladins, very, very, very well. They've done very well. So I think there is a absolute shed ton of potential with this game, and now is probably a good time to get involved with it because they're obviously taking a lot of good feedback from the community, and they absolutely love what they're doing. So now's the time to get involved in the game because it's there for the taking. It's free. It seems to have a good system in play, and judging from what I've played, only a few hours, but still from what I've played, I quite enjoyed it. And there's nothing really else to say on the potential because this game can go very, very far. If people like the content that they're doing, then it's going to turn out to be an absolutely great game. And now let's have a look at some of the gameplay. Now, the art style is very reminiscent of Fortnite, but it's got a setting fantasy. It's got some really nice visuals. Like, I really like the skybox. It looks really lovely. The sort of skybox is a bit, reminds me of Outlands and World of Warcraft, that sort of nice, stylish background. It's really nice. It's a really, really nice skybox. But at the moment, I feel the map feels a bit plain. There's a lot of open spaces. Some of the towns feel a bit plain. You know, there's just not like a massive influx of props around the area. It's pretty much just sort of empty buildings with a few chests in it, a couple of little decorations. So I feel like if they improved upon that a bit, just built the map out a little bit, made it a bit more densely packed in some of the areas, you know, that would be really nice. It would feel much better with like some small little props and whatnot, just some decorating really. The game is very early access at the moment, so there needs to be quite a lot of balancing for different weapons. You know, I think there's a meta right now where the shotgun is obviously quite powerful in the early game all the way through to the late game at the moment. So, you know, there's sort of a meta there where if you get a shotgun, you sort of know you're going to get far if you've got a squad with you. If you've all got shotguns, then yeah, it's going to work really, really well. You know, there's not one class though that sort of stands out as more OP than other classes. They're all, I think the classes at the moment are quite a bit balanced, so that's really nice. But you know, there's some good little powers like you know, throwing up a wall as a mage, which is really nice, or lobbing a fireball. That's really nice as well. There's quite a few different ones there, and it's really nice to actually have a class-based sort of you know, battle royale game. It feels quite nice to play, and just seeing, you know, knowing what you're coming up against sometimes, and it's just really nice. I quite like it. So there's a few classes. You've got the warrior, and he gains 5 health per second. You have the engineer, which gains 5 armor per second. You have the assassin, which gains 10% ground speed. The mage gains 30% potion effectiveness, and you've got the hunter, who gains 10% swap speed and reload speed. And they all feel very unique, and you know, they've all got their own unique sorts of gameplay that comes with playing those classes, which I quite like. So it's just a nice new take on the battle royale genre type of game, and it's not all about, you know, sort of the weapons you get, and because all the weapons in the game are, funnily enough, one shot. So apart from some of the classes' legendary weapons and things like that, which, you know, sort of leads me into the other nice mechanic of the game, is the forge system. It's nice because there's benefits and downsides to using it, and they're scattered all over the map in the towns that are across the map. Now, the forge system, what you do is you pick up items. They obviously vary in rarity, from, you know, green, which is uncommon, all the way to purple, which is obviously epic, and then you've got the yellows, which are legendaries. And basically, once you've, like, say you've got 2 epic weapons that you've got, and then, you know, you go to a chest, you loot that chest, and then you get some more out of there, maybe like a common revolver or something, and maybe just an uncommon crossbow or something like that. You can then disenchant those items and gain something called shards. Now, once you collect a certain amount of shards, you can go to a forge and you can craft a legendary piece of armor, or a legendary class weapon, or a legendary class ability as well. You can also class smaller items like health potions and armor potions. So the health potion obviously restores your health, and the armor potion fixes your armor, because that does get damaged obviously as you play the game. And it's a really nice little system that they've built here, that, you know, you've got a little bit of sort of like micromanaging to do with your health, like in other battle royale games. You've got to do a little bit of micromanaging with your armor, which I don't think I've seen in other battle royale games, but it's a really nice addition, because it's just like another thing that when you're engaged in a firefight and you might have hit someone a few times, they might want to pull off and firstly heal themselves, but then also maybe repair their armor a little bit as well. So there's just a bit more of a break in between fights when you engage someone, which I really like, because it breaks up the play a little bit. And apart from all that, the gameplay is quite solid. You know, at the moment it is an alpha, so it's very early access, but you know, that just means that there's a few performance issues. You know, when I was playing, a few of my friends were sort of teleporting around the map because it was a bit laggy. Sometimes their animations weren't working. I personally feel that the gunplay is I don't know, it just doesn't feel a bit right at the moment for me. It will feel better, I'm sure, as they improve it, as the game progresses. So those are just some minor points that I have about the gameplay. But, you know, in conclusion, having looked at the studio, the gameplay, the price point, and the possible potential of the game, I think, you know, if you ask me the question, should I access alone on the price point because it's free, it's not going to cost you anything? Yes, you probably should. You know, if you don't like games where, you know, it's going to lag out and you're going to die because of that, or, you know, there's a bug and you're going to get killed because of it, then don't play this game, because I feel like there is potential for that to happen because it is so very early access. So if you're not inclined for that sort of thing, then I probably wouldn't access it. But overall, if you don't mind playing a game that is a bit buggy, it's made by a good studio, it's completely free, and the gameplay is quite fun, and it's pretty nice to actually sit down and play a few rounds of this game, then yes, I think you should access this game. Thanks everybody for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Should I Access with me, Obscure Sausage. If you'd like to see more of this, then please leave a comment below and tell me what I should do next. But don't forget to subscribe and like this video for more. Thanks again.